we're not doing this to scare you. We're doing this for check, and we're not doing it to make money. We genuinely just want to make sure everyone's safe and secure.
There are fundamental things you can do to protect yourself and just be aware. And I think if I stop one person from falling into that scam, then I've done my job. This podcast done its job.
Hi and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle, or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe, and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Hi and welcome to Breakout's podcast, Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. Today we have our resident nerd,
back in the house.
Andy, back online. Hello. And in the house, talking about all things home security. Now, we've had a lot of inquiries and questions recently. Unfortunately, in our area, there has been a spate of break-ins or attempted break-ins. So we've had loads of inquiries about home security. So taking away from the IT tech stuff, which we will come on to, it's more about the current tech, such as Ring cameras, Nest cameras, or the Ring doorbells, and all the other bits and pieces that you can buy, and why and the wherefores. So we thought we'd get Andy to jump on just to tell us a bit about his experiences and what he'd recommend, what he's fitting for people, because people need different things, and what you'd recommend for different people and why.
Well, yes, home security. So as Farley mentioned, there's been a lot of break-ins lately, and I think I also want to touch on the subject of alarm systems and cameras. Whether you have an existing system or whether you are looking to have a new install, this is certainly worth just sort of being aware of what's out in the market and what's available. So if you have an existing system, you've just got to look at how you're notified. So if the alarm goes off, how do you know about it? Now, that might be going through to a control centre. Maybe you don't find out about it at all and you're just hoping the neighbour's going to ring somebody, or you could use it as a deterrent, a siren going off. Now, the existing system and BT and how they're working at the moment, BT had to remove or change all the phone lines over to a new system called fibre to everyone's premises. And that's happening in the next couple of years. So there'll be alarm companies out there trying to move you or upgrade you to a new system, because it won't work after they've changed you over to fibre. So it's really important to be aware of, do you need a fully fledged alarm system? Will Ring do what you want it to do? Now, a Ring alarm system for a small property, probably a 2-bedroom, probably cost you around about $350 in total. It's a fully wireless system. It's self-install, so you can install it yourself. And I think the key thing about this is that it notifies you immediately if your alarm goes off.
And that's through a phone.
Yeah.
So you have to have a new phone.
Not a new phone, no. You can use your existing phone.
Well, no, I mean, if you can't have... We have a lot of clients that have Nokia 3210s.
Yes.
So you can't have...
You can still use it.
Right.
However, the notifications and the ability to make it smart, you'll lose.
Okay.
However, it will call you. It can call you.
Okay. So you can have an old phone.
Yeah, yes.
Because some people have flip phones. They don't want a new smartphone. They want their old. They like what they know, but they can still use that.
Yeah, so you lose some of the features, but at least if your alarm goes off, it'll still ring. It'll still ring you to say your alarm's going off. But moving forward from that, your alarm goes off. Okay, your alarm's going off. You ring the police, and you can imagine how many calls they get in relation to alarms going off. And it's someone's just left the door open, or the cat's just jumped in front of the system.
And is that Ring alarms, or like you say, the fully fledged systems of connected to the police?
Fully fledged systems, I'd say.
Okay.
And cats, obviously I mentioned pets, it doesn't affect, obviously they're too small to set them off, unless they're jumping off of high objects, but we can sort that out on the install anyway. But I think the key thing is that if you tie it in with a Ring camera or Ring doorbell, you can see your property. So your alarm goes off, you check the camera, you can see Billy Burglar robbing your house. Then you can ring the police and say, I've got this person, he looks like this, and he's breaking into my property. That information is vital. You can imagine the officers that are responding can obviously know potentially what vehicle they're using, what they look like. So when they are on the way in, they know they're going to a genuine burglary, and they know they're looking for somebody. So that sort of stuff is absolutely key.
And how does that help in terms of if it has happened and catching someone? Because if you have got that doorbell and that alarm and that video, do the police come and take that? How does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much you can use the app if you've got the app on your phone. It's just capture the footage, select what you want, and then you can just literally email it off or share it on social media and do whatever you want to do. Okay. Within about 30 seconds, you can have that footage given to the police. You can even email it to them there and then while you're on the phone to them. So they actually have a visual representation.
Cool.
There was a property that I'd done locally, yeah. They were on holiday in Spain. They happened to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning, but the alarm triggered. And again, they don't get many false alarms because the system's pretty good. So they just triggered. They had the Ring cameras on the outside of the building. I thought I would quickly have a look. Had a look, and there was somebody stealing all their lawnmowers out of that garden. The alarm was obviously sounded. They then ran off, but the police were responding with all they had in relation to that and managed to capture all the property that was getting ready to be stolen. And from that, I think that was a 6th property that had been broken into that night, and that was the last one they did. So they'd already done 5 other properties and got away with what they were getting away with until they got to theirs. So yeah, it's really, really useful. And just having that ability, that peace of mind where you can actually just log in anywhere in the world and actually check your house. You can also, because it's so good, you can actually put wire-free sensors into sheds and outbuildings. So whereas before your traditional alarm system, you're like, well, you can't alarm a shed. We can now. Yeah. So you put a door contact sensor in your shed. As soon as sometimes your shed door, it would trigger the house alarm off.
So I've just Googled Ring alarm systems. So the first one, because you said about 300 quid. So the first one that's come up, Ring video, doorbell wired, video mentioned and hard send 60 quid. So is that just one doorbell?
Yeah.
On your front door?
Yes. Yeah? Ring do a range of products from doorbells to cameras to alarm systems and various others. The Ring doorbell is great if you want to see who's knocking on your door, see who's approaching your door, see if any deliveries have been. Even if
the drivers know where to leave your delivery.
Yeah, you can either do a two-way talk with them. So if they ring the doorbell, you can say to them, "Oh, can you leave it around the back?" But it just gives you that ability. I mean, when you say your parcel's been delivered but you can't find it, you can actually look on camera and see if they've been there or not. So Ring is really good for that motion recording. So if it detects motion, it records it. If it doesn't detect motion, it's not recording. So it's not. You can't go back to a time and date or a second of whenever you want, because if there's no motion, nothing's recorded. There are other options for that if you want to go down that road, and that would be Nest, who do like the 24-hour second by second recording, which are ideal for shops and business premises. So if you want to protect your goods within the shop, they're great for that, because a Ring camera will always be doing motion and it'll just get overwhelmed. The Nest cameras are great. They're just a little bit more expensive per camera. So whereas a Ring would be around about 70, 80 pound per camera, your Nest cameras are upwards of around about 120, I'd say.
So what, obviously that we're not sponsored by Ring, we don't get anything from Ring, just to put that out there, but why Ring? Are there other ones, cheaper ones?
There are lots of cheaper ones out there. The reason why I say Ring and Nest is because they're both supported by, Nest is supported by Google and Ring is supported by Amazon. Both those companies are obviously big companies. They have support for those products for a long time. Whereas I had other camera systems that I've been able to see. You know, they've been installed, they've got a 5-camera system, it's cost them £1,500. They've got a little app that they can use to look at their cameras. It's a pain in the neck to set up. And a year down the line, the app's not supported with the new phones, therefore it gets discontinued, and you've still got your camera system which will last 5-10 years, but you can no longer look at it remotely. And I think that's where we've moved on to now, is that people want to be able to look at their house and make sure it's okay, or look at their property at any time they want to make sure it's okay.
So that's where the bonus, because normally we say try and use local wherever possible. This is one where the benefits outweigh using something like Google or Ring, because everything's covered and they will support it, and you haven't got that thing of like the company's going to go out of business. Because I know when I got quotes for an alarm system, a couple of local companies quoted, lovely local companies, but what happens when they God forbid, might disappear or go out of business.
Yeah, so then you've got to take over another company and
start again.
These systems are designed, certainly the Ring one is designed to be self-maintained. So yeah, pretty much the app will tell you what needs to be changed and when, and you just go around and change the batteries, and they're just normal batteries in the sensors. They last roughly about 1 to 2 years on each set of battery changes, so it's not even an onerous task either. I've installed Ring in a multitude of premises: house, residential, commercial. We even have the system at Breakout as well. And there are lots of redundancies built into it. So it uses the internet to communicate, but if the broadband went down, then it has mobile phone backup. So it will use a mobile phone SIM card that's embedded into it to make the call to tell you the alarm's going off. And also the power when it's got battery backup in there. So it's got all residual and redundancies in there.
Yeah.
So you've always got that peace of mind that it's always going to be live and covered, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because I think it's one of those things, you don't need it till you need it.
No.
So a lot of people are like, no, I don't need that, and it is an expense. However, especially for your insurance purposes and one of the reasons we put our cameras in was just because obviously when it gets dark at 4 p.m, it's one of us sat alone in an office. It looks like we've got loads of computers. We don't. I've got one laptop, but people might assume. So it's just covering us. Yeah. For our safety.
So it's a low cost, self-installed. We will be there to back you up if you do go ahead.
And you advise people what's best for their house or home or commercial premises. You'll help them install it, set it up, and then just make sure it's updated for it.
Yeah, so what I've done in the past is basically said I'm interested in alarm systems. So go out to your house, go out to your business premises, check how many sensors you might need, what system you want. We'll sit down, use your credit card, debit card, and we'll literally buy it online there and then you just pay for my time.
That's all it is. And if
so hardware, we don't, as with everything we do at Breakout, we don't make on hardware. We will always tell you what to buy and then you buy direct. It does help with, obviously, warranties, paperwork, etc., etc. So you've got that cover there and that peace of mind as well, but we don't make money on that side.
It's a warranty, isn't it, as well? Like I said, if Breakout disappeared, you've still got that cover and stuff like that. You haven't got to try and find out where they're gone. Yeah, obviously not that's going to happen. But yeah, so home security, be aware there are really good systems out there, namely 2 of those. Nest don't make an alarm system. I don't think they will. I don't think they will compete with the Ring.
Nest.
Have they got one now? Oh, they have got one. Yeah, I can imagine that's going to be fairly similar sort of.
It's all similar prices, similar. Yeah, smart, because it's your smart home, isn't it? So you can change your thermostat and smoke, CO alarms, etc., etc. So
the one I did round the corner, so she loves it. So I bumped into her the other day. She's like, "Oh my god!" I said, "You using it and setting it?" She said, "Yeah, I haven't triggered it off once." And I shut because she's got her daughter bought an Alexa. This is typically of like smartphones and that generation where they just don't want that type of technology. She does have a smartphone, but doesn't really use it.
Yeah.
But she walks into a house with a bags full of shopping, can't put the shopping down to turn the alarm off. So she goes, "Alexa, turn off my alarm." It asks for the PIN code, so you just say the PIN code over your voice, and it turns the alarm off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, no, it's not. Make sure she tried.
And then when she leaves the property as well, she could just say, "Set my alarm," and then she walks out. And it goes, and it obviously arms itself.
We should have done a warning for that if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Alexa. To your Alexa.
I don't miles to go off for a minute.
Yeah, ours will kick off.
Yeah, so.
Cool.
Yeah, just get in touch.
So that's home security as far as that's concerned. Another version of home security is obviously people see it as their home security online. Now, we obviously have a lot of people that either have been hacked or worried about being hacked. So what would you recommend? Obviously, we say nowadays, just don't, if you do answer the phone, just hang up on people. We can tell you now, Microsoft won't ring you. The TV licensing people won't ring you. I mean, it's hard enough to get in contact with companies like that from you. If you can find a phone number and get through to someone, then fair enough. But it's quite hard. So trust me, they are not going to ring you. And if they do, it's not them. What other things do you, I know we say about two-factor authentication, which is where you've either got an app for a code or your phone, you get a text to check it's you logging into something. But what else would you recommend to help with that kind of home IT security?
Yeah, so internet security is a big thing at the moment. There are gangs, there are people out there in different countries targeting vulnerable people. And they're getting very, very clever. And it's gone away from the, send you an email with a virus on it and then hack your account. It's gone away from that a little bit now because you have to be quite clever to write a virus now. To overcome the security that's built into laptops now, it's a lot harder now to actually do that. And they ain't got time for that. They ain't got the skills. Anyone that's worth their salt in security now is actually working for the other side. So those types of people and those types of coders have kind of moved away from that area. So with your security on your computers, I mean, yes, antivirus, yes, you should use it. Should you pay for it? Probably not. If you're using a Windows computer, the inbuilt security into the software, which is called Windows Security, I think it's called. It used to be called Bitdefender. That's built in. When you buy a new laptop, it's built in. You can be sold McAfee and Norton by the pre-installed software that when you buy a laptop that's on there already, you don't have to do that.
Does it slow your laptop up?
A lot.
Yeah.
So you're basically, it's over the top for what you need, and generally most people's needs. I'm not saying it's completely defunct and not worth it, but there are lots of additional products on there that you actually don't need. I think that one of the things is that, can you get a virus via email? Okay, then if you can, then I'd look at your provider. So if you're using Google or you're using one of the big companies, they're scanning for viruses on emails anyway. So why you need to double check that is beyond me. And just moving from the PC to the phones, if you've got an iPhone, no, you don't need antivirus. Anything you install on that phone has to go through Apple anyway, on App Store. Google phones, it depends how you use it. If you buy everything or you get every app from the Google App Store, the Play Store, then no. However, if you go online and download software that you think would be fun to put on your phone, then that's up to you. That's your risk, and you just literally you're out there to do what you want. That's the bonus of having a Google phone, is that you can have the ability to download what you want. However, with that comes its risks. So just be very wary of that. We'll move on to Apple and Android at some point and have that discussion without being held liable. So yeah, internet security, big topic. What I would say is, it's more like I said to you, they're getting more clever, and it's not because they're getting clever at coding with viruses now. It's that they're getting clever at ringing people up and talking them into something. So I would say the most dangerous thing in your house isn't your phone or your laptop. It's your phone,
your landline.
It's those calls coming in. So I'd always say, if you get a call on your mobile, it's not so dangerous. Although don't believe everything you hear or that you get told. Do not. Like Farley said earlier, Microsoft don't give a monkeys if your computer don't work. EE or BT don't give a monkeys if your internet doesn't work.
They're not going to ring you up, or the police.
Yeah, so this is where people get caught out. I had this conversation with somebody, and I was talking to her about it because obviously they were a bit concerned. And I said, look, the thing you watch out for is your landline. Well, I don't listen to them. I just hang up on them. Blah 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 blah. Well, that's good. That's a good thing to have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, great stance. I'm never going to get caught. Okay. I ring you up and I say I'm a police officer from Sudbury Police Station. Are you going to hang up? No. Right. I'm police officer, say, from Shepherd's Bush Police Station. Right. I'm calling for Metropolitan Police. I've just arrested somebody with your bank card on them. And you're going to go, okay. Do you have your bank card with you? Check your wallet. You do have your bank card. Yes, I have a bank card with me. Okay, that's really good. However, it looks like obviously we've arrested somebody. We've got him down the stairs in custody. And we need to interview him. He's got a fake card on him, clearly. But we need to check the card with you to make sure in interview so we can show both cards. So we can show you, well, this is the genuine one and this is the fake one. So it kind of helps our interview. We want to get him caught and we want to get him prosecuted and hopefully get remanded before court the next morning. You notice from my patter, I'm using a lot of the keywords a lot of police officers might use. And they do their research. They know what they're going to say to people. So every time I use one of these, like, police words that you're going to get more and more confident about that I know what I'm talking about. So the next thing I'll say, look, you've got to be careful. Obviously, your phone's, your card's obviously been stolen. They probably know your phone number and etc. So be careful of who you speak to from now on in. First thing you do, you want to verify who I am. So obviously, put the phone down, call 999, and then ask to be put through to me at Shepherd's Bush Police Station. So you put the phone down. You then ring 999. Hello, police emergency, or was it fire? What do they say now?
Don't know.
Emergency operator. Emergency operator. You speak to police, please. Yep, no problem. Just transferring you now. And you get through to Suffolk Police or Metropolitan Police. How can I help?
Shepherd's Bush.
No, Metropolitan Police will be on the Shepherd's Bush. Shepherd's Bush Police is a police station. So be Metropolitan Police. Metropolitan Police, how can I help? Yeah, I'm just speaking to PC Wood, Shepherd's Bush Police Station. Can you put you through to him, please? Yeah, of course, no problem at all. Just bear a second. And I transfer you to me. And I say, yeah, I'm PC Wood from Shepherd's Bush Police Station. Your level of confidence has just rocketed. You just rang 999, spoke to the call operator, who's to put you through to me at a police station. I then say to you, right, that's great. You obviously know who I am. We do need to come and get your card off you. But think of a password, think of a code that you can tell me now that I will give to the officer that comes and collects it off you. I'll try and come myself, but I'll give you a code so you think of, I don't know, twiddle sticks. So when the officer or the person turns up, they'll say twiddle sticks. So you know you're talking to me, you're talking to one of my representatives, you hand the card over. And also you know it's safe. Before we do any of that, because we don't have a card out there that hasn't been cancelled, you need to ring your bank. So look at the back of your card, look at the number on the back of the card and give them a ring and just make sure your card's cancelled. I have spoken to your bank, Lloyd's, and they will know. I've spoken to Lloyd's and so they're aware of your call. Okay, no problem. You put the phone down. You're already 20% into this scam already. You may not know it, but you're already 20% in. At the moment, they can't get anything off you at the moment, but it's going to come.
If you don't put a stopper in place.
It's quite a long-winded scam as well, isn't it? It's not just a click on a virus in the email or just, I'm Microsoft, give me £100 to fix your computer.
No, this goes on, this story continues, and it can continue even further.
The worst case scenario, you can lose a couple of £100. Sorry, best case scenario, you lose a couple of £100. The worst case scenario, you lose tens of thousands of pounds. Now, I'm quoting this because this has happened to one of my customers who came and saw me. So we'll just move on to the story. So basically what happens is that you now ring your bank. Your bank, hello, Lloyd's CSB, forward line, whatever they want to use. Yep. Hello there. And they'll quote your name. Oh, hello, Mrs. Miggins. Yeah, we're expecting your call. I've spoken to PC Wood at Shepherd's Bush Police Station. He's maybe aware. We need to go through security with you to make sure obviously it's you that's calling. I don't want you to give me any information now. I'm going to transfer you to an automated system where you're asked to put your information in so we can verify your identity. You go through to a system. They then, it's an automated robot. Please put your details in, your date of birth, your PIN number. So you put your PIN number in and it verifies your identity because that's what everyone uses now, isn't it? Even the banks, when you go in there now, it's not your signature anymore, it's your PIN number. So it's not an uncommon thing to ask. It would be for a person to ask it, but for an automated system, no. And they know that.
Yeah.
What happens is now you get told that your card's been cancelled, everything's all good. So you're safe, nothing's been taken out of your account, and the story progresses. So you hang up with the bank. You then get a phone call back from PC Wood to tell you that he's really sorry that there's been a murder or whatever's happened, some young kid's been killed. You'll give it the old arm, really sorry to hear that. That's obviously more important than my card. Yeah, but we still only have 24 hours to deal with this guy, otherwise he has to go. We have to let him out, so we still need the card off you. He may then either send a courier, which is more than likely a taxi driver, a courier, to come down to your premises, and in a couple of hours' time you'll get a knock on the door, someone saying twiddle sticks, and you hand your card over. What's happened is that you've not cancelled your bank account, you've not spoken to a police officer, you've not spoken to a police operator.
I called them back.
You did. We'll come to that in a minute.
So you've not spoken to a police officer, you've given them your PIN number, they know your PIN number, they've got your card. The next thing I'm going to do is go to the nearest cash point and withdraw a couple of £100. Now, the reason how this has worked and how this has continued is that on traditional phone lines, on your landline at home, if I ring your number, I don't hang up, you hang up, I'm still there.
Still the same person.
I'm still there, sitting there. So if you pick your phone up again, you go, hello, you don't dial a number, I'm still here. If I then play the fake dial tone down that line, so when you pick up the phone, you hear, doo, because that's what BT told you to do when its first scam first started to come out. Make sure you got a dial tone. Make sure you ring that.
Yeah.
You can fake anything now, literally, and you're just being passed around a room of people, various female, male, so you hear different voices, and they're all in the same room just passing the phone around. Obviously not in this country, I suspect, however, so it's very difficult for them to be traced. So that's best case scenario, you lose a couple of £100. By the time you realise you might have lost a couple more £100. Again, this is where internet banking comes in. It's really, really important. Don't be afraid of internet banking. Can you go into your bank now? Can you go to Barclays and go and see somebody?
No, it's 11 o'clock at night.
No.
But can you see them during the day?
Yeah.
Are they closing?
They're at the library.
They're all closing now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really difficult. Internet banking will give you the power to look at your account online immediately and show you if you've got any transactions. If you've installed the app on your phone, as soon as someone uses your card flags up and tells you your card's just been used, here and where and how much. I had this myself. I apparently bought pizzas at Shepherd's Bush.
I'm not slanting Shepherd's
I was
Bush.
going to
right?
say, of course, Shepherd's Bush. But there were pizzas bought in Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, it came through McDonald's pizza. No, it was McDonald's actually. Yes, McDonald's. I just spent £10 at McDonald's. I'm sat at home.
Right. Immediately gone on the app, froze the card. So temporarily froze the card so it can't be used anymore. And then rang up McDonald's. Rang them up. I went, someone's just waiting for their order. Yeah, don't give it to them. I just use my card to pay for it. Perfect. They didn't get the food. But it's not just about the £10 McDonald's. That was the first. That was the test.
Yeah, so they do a small transaction, don't they, to make sure it works.
Yeah, and
to see if you notice as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people wouldn't notice. If you haven't got internet banking set up or you haven't got the app on your phone, you'd never notice, would you? It's not going to come up. So
The beauty of it is, if you lose your card temporarily, you can freeze it and then unfreeze it again when you find it again.
Yeah.
So
I bet we've all done that.
yeah, so in this particular case where this customer came in, that had all happened. However, it moved on from that. Because the confidence was so high in the person that they were calling, they pushed it even more. They pushed it to a point where they pretended to be the bank again, phoned out and said, right, your account has been compromised, we need to move your money into a separate account. I'll give you a secure account, sort code, your temporary sort code and account number. They then transferred 4 lumps of £10,000 into another account. Now, yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that now. Yeah, that wouldn't be me. However, these were normal people. These were intelligent people. It just got them. And
because
it's just your confidence, isn't it? Because you've spoken to someone, you've spoken to a police officer, you've spoken to the bank. So why?
Exactly.
Why
You're
would
there,
you
you're
doubt
wrapped
that?
up. Yep.
the trouble is when they finally realised to the bank, yeah, I've lost all this money. And they're like, you've transferred it.
Yeah, you voluntarily made that bank's transfer.
So then you're in this situation of, are you going to get your money back? So I don't know the end story to that. That's between them and the banks. However,
there are fundamental things you can do to protect yourself and just be aware. And I think if I stop one person from falling into that scam, then I've done my job. This podcast done its job.
so yeah, that's one of the con.
And if you
confidence.
are, because we have had customers, if you are still paying Microsoft every month to cancel it, delete it, Microsoft, unless you've signed up to the, what's it called? The Word and Excel, what's it called?
Office 365.
Unless you've signed up online and put your card details in front of the 365, fine. If someone's rung you from Microsoft, and we've had customers come in and they've been like, oh, Microsoft have rung me, I've been paying them for months and now they say they want more from us. So what was it? So they don't disconnect my emails.
Yeah.
So what normally happens is you get a pop-up on your computer to say, you're at risk, call Microsoft. Now this pop-up is just an advert. It's not a virus. It's just spyware or adware, they call it. But it pops up, looks genuine. They make it look genuine to fool you. So this one is that they will, obviously, you call them, you'll be talked into giving out your card details, they'll come and fix your computer. Now, you're letting somebody access your computer remotely. So what will happen is you'll get an email or a link told to go on a website. You go on that website, you press a few buttons. Your computer's warning you all the time saying, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to authorise this person to have access to your computer? You click yes, they've got remote access onto it. Again, another example is this, is someone's been talked into, so basically you'll know it happens because your mouse will be moving, or your screen might just go blank. So once you've allowed access onto your computer, they can pretty much do what they want. They can look down your webcam at you, they can blank the screen, so it looks like the computer's gone off. This was particularly useful is when someone went onto their bank, they logged onto their internet banking, because internet banking is quite secure. You can't just log into someone's account now.
Yeah.
However, you can. So you sit on the computer, they say, look, can you just make sure your internet banking's working, make sure that's all working. You log into your internet banking. They say they've left and they haven't. They're still sat there. They ask you into your account. They then blank the screen. Oh, the computer's gone off. Computer's not working. Something's happened. Bear with me. I'll help you with it. Some sort of power failure. They're in the background. All they've done is turned your monitor off in the background, moving your money out of your account.
Blimey.
Yeah, so there's that. It is clever. You've got to give it to them. It's clever, but they spend a lot of time and a lot of effort into fooling these people.
Well, it's worth it, isn't it? If you've got £40,000, then you'll just keep doing it. If someone says no, slams phone down, hangs up. There's a guy on TikTok and he does videos, but he's managed to get a camera in the call centre.
Yeah, so I think he's reverse hacked them. I mean, that's pretty clever,
and he's talking, so he shows the video of the girl, and he's like, "Is your name Sally, really?" And you can see the live guy. It's amazing. Do you work for Microsoft, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite funny.
It is very funny.
Yeah, just if you're unsure and you'll get into that situation where you've gone, oh, I've fallen for it, someone's on my computer. If you're using a laptop, press and hold the power button for about 10 seconds. Hold it down until the light goes off on the side of the laptop. And once it's gone off, they're out. If you've got a desktop PC machine, go round the back of the computer and pull the power out the back. Go to the plug socket, switch all the plug sockets off. Got your router in the house? Turn off the router. Just turn off everything. Anything to do with the internet and the computer, turn it off. Once you've allowed someone access onto your computer, it's no good saying, oh, well, I've stopped them now, and then carry on using that computer. That computer needs to be checked. It needs to be checked by a professional. It needs to be checked to make sure they can't get back in again, because sometimes they'll leave an access panel or access door that they can actually access back in as soon as it's back online and carry on doing what they're doing. Now, you might not see what they're doing, but they might be stealing all your passwords out of your password lists. They might be looking at what you're doing, where you've been.
Whatever's happens, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
We've had ransom cases where people have been held to ransom about what they've seen on the webcam. Yeah, all of that, all very dangerous and horrible situation to be in.
The other thing is, I think, because I think we've scared everybody now, but some of the simple things are, which people still do, because we have people in and we obviously do need passwords to help with stuff, so we ask people for passwords. People are still using password 123.
Yeah.
People still using Farley 123. Don't use your name. Pet's name. All of those things on Facebook where it's like, oh, what's your pet's name and date of birth, blah, blah, blah. It's just phishing for information. We had it recently because people obviously buy lists on the dark web of passwords. So I'd get an email going, oh, we've got your password, Farley123. We've hacked your computer. We've done this. And you think, oh my God, that is my password. But they've probably bought them. It comes up on Apple? It says come up. Your password might have been compromised.
Under Apple, under security recommendations, you'll see a list of compromised passwords. Basically what it is you might use that password, so you use it for Apple. This is where two-factor authentication is really important, certainly for the big five companies that you use. Tesco's, Amazon, Apple, Google. Have two-factor authentication turned on. Doesn't matter if they know your password, they can't get in. However, you go to a local shop and you order something online. They've got a website, you order something online, use the same password to create an account. They're not going to have the security that Apple has. If you use the same password, They hack that website. They get the password list. This is where they sell them online. And then your password's out there. And if you double check to make sure, the big ones, because I know that most people got an Amazon account, most people got a Netflix account, there's lots of information they can get. And Facebook is being one of them. And Facebook is being, not so much Instagram, I'd say. Yes. Instagram is being hit hard at the moment. People are getting messages from their mates saying, you've got a video, oh, check out this video I got here, and a link. Don't click the link. Please don't click the link. The link will take you to a Facebook page. It's not Facebook. It literally is a fake website that asks you to sign into Facebook. You sign in, it'll either let you in or it won't. But it won't let you into your page because it doesn't know what your page looks like. So it'll let you in or say, oh, your password's incorrect. It's not. It's just all it's done is you've basically filled out a form saying what's your username and password. They've got a record of what you've typed. That's then used to gain access to your real Facebook account. You're then quickly changed out of that account, locked out of that account, and all your friends are now just message the same link. And it cascades like that. So 1 turns into 100. In Farley's case, 3,000. That 3,000 turns into 2. But you can see what I mean, how quickly this can propagate. And are you going to trust your friend? Of course you are. But just stop and think. Is this genuine? Give them a call. Can you send me this link? No.
Use the phone.
Yeah, I know. Leave a voicemail. Who does that anymore?
Yeah.
Thanks to the news of the world. So really important. Just don't trust anyone. Don't trust a single person. So you're basically, your rules are don't trust a single person that phones you up unless you physically know them. If it's that important, they'll come around and see you. Still be wary of it is if a police officer comes around to see you, make sure you check the identity, make sure you're in a control room. If you get a call like that and they said ring 999 to verify my identity, pick up your mobile phone and use that. They can't intercept that. So if you pick up your mobile phone, you dial your bank from your mobile phone, they can't be sat on the other end of that line. Yeah. So once you end a call on a mobile phone, it's ended. So that's really important. So that's why mobile phones are a lot better for that. There's not this big line being left open. I don't know why it was like that. I think it was back in the olden days when you used to have the old ladies in the control they used to plug them in, didn't they?
Yeah.
Connecting you now.
And you can still get across the call as well.
Can you?
Remember that? You used to
at least have a cross call.
Yeah. Hello.
We used to do it in the house and you used to pick up the upstairs phone and listen to your sister talking to her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you used to cross lines. God. Yeah, so that whole technology, I reckon, will all stop once they put a fibre in everyone's house.
Yeah.
That'll all move away to a digital era. And you won't get this situation will go away. But no doubt, what would happen is they'll think of another way of scamming you. I mean, you look at cars now. Could talk about home security in cars. When you put your keys, what happened? You used to have a key.
Yeah.
You used to have a key, didn't you?
Don't have a key now.
You used to screwdriver your lock, didn't they? So screwdriver your lock and start your car, drive off. We used to snap the barrel off, and used to join the wires together and start your car and drive off. Coming out of mobilisers. Mobilisers, great. So now the key has to have a chip in it. So then they need a key. That lasted quite a while actually. Then as the mobilisers got more and more clever and cleverer. That was great. So they needed your key. What do they do?
Steal your key.
How?
Well, for me, you just go into, it's here.
So yeah, your key. So what happened is keys are really hard to steal. You needed a key to start your car. There were some cars out there you could just start with a computer, but so you need a key. So what are you going to do? Break into your house. How are they going to break into your house? Well, most people have got UPVC doors, fancy doors, but they don't lift the handle up and turn the key. Therefore, they're not putting all the locks on. They're only putting the drop lock on. How do you get around a drop lock? You put a credit card or a screwdriver inside that drop lock, push the latch back and push the door open. Silent entry. You don't know they're in. They haven't made no noise. They've not broken any windows.
Your keys are normally right next to your front door.
Exactly.
Anyway.
You ain't got to go far to find the keys. You're going to find them either the nearest work surface by your front door.
Or a hook.
Key
Fancy
hook.
hooks.
So yes, they used to put the fishing rod through the letterbox, and then fish your keys that way. And then they were obviously breaking into your house. You've now, rather than having your car on someone's driveway, which is bad enough, you've now got an intruder in your property, which is in a whole different level of intrusion that not many people will experience. So that what's happened is they push people into the house. What happens now? Everyone's got a keyless car. Well, not you, but people have got keyless cars. So you actually don't need your keys, you just need keys to be in your pocket. You walk up to your door opens, you get in the car, you start the car up, you drive off. Again, we've gone silent, but the key obviously emits a frequency which unlocks the car. If you've ever got one of these keyless cars, if you've ever left your key home, so you start your car up, leave your key outside the vehicle, your car's still running, isn't it? It'll still work. You can drive to wherever you want to drive. Your car will be telling you your key's not in the car, so hopefully you'll know about it. You stop your car and try and restart it, and you can't restart it because the key's not there. Which is what they're doing. They're using devices, more powerful devices that are available on the market that hold up to your front door, and they'll pick up that transmission from your key and re-emit it outside your vehicle.
So it's better to have an old car, is what we're saying.
Yeah, because I think they lost the skills of screwing a vehicle.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could hotwire a car nowadays.
Snap the wheel, yeah. Not that I've done this.
Yeah, this is kind of getting into the realms of how to.
Yeah, there are better ways of car security, which I'm sure they're working on. But at the moment, that's where you are. So with that situation, keep your keys locked away somewhere where it can't be fished out.
Not next to your front door.
Not by your front door. Make sure you've got your UPVC door. You pull the handle up, or make sure all the latches are locked and secure, and you can't pull the handle down from the outside.
And there's a ring alarm.
An alarm system.
So we've gone full circle back to why you need a ring alarm.
We have, yeah. If you've got a keyless car, there are things called Faraday bags. You can get them online. They are basically metallic bags that stop signal being emitted. You can get them for cards as well to stop contactless payments. But yeah, Faraday bags, put them in one of them, or a Faraday box. Test that box, obviously, because there are lots of them out there, and make sure it works. Walk up to your car with the key in the bag and see if it unlocks the door. See if you can start the car. If you can, go and buy a decent one. Verify, make sure it works, and then you keep your keys in that. That way the signal can't be transmitted out. Make sure your front doors are locked properly, and your back doors, and all your windows, and all of that. Have an alarm system. Ring alarm you can have set so it only alarms downstairs. So if anyone comes through or does anything to the downstairs windows or doors, the alarm will trigger. You'll wake up and obviously scare them away. Because most people don't want to be confronted by the homeowner. I think generally Billy Burglar is a bit of a coward. They're quickly going to run away.
Chance in his arm.
Yeah, exactly. So just bear that in mind. I think that's security done in a massive nutshell.
That's a very, very wrong. But it's the aim is we're not doing this to scare you. We're doing this for check, and we're not doing it to make money. We genuinely just want to make sure everyone's safe and secure. So we'll have links in the podcast notes and links on our website for some of the items and products Andy's mentioned, just so you can find, and you'll know their links from us and things that work. So decent, and it comes down to what you spend. So if you're spending the right amount of money and buying quality, then it will be things that work as well. So, and
this is just, again, we sometimes branch off to try and tell you fact. This is our opinion at the end of the day. This is our experienced opinion or expertise in the field.
It's experience from customers. So when we opened, predominantly it was a business support centre. We've kind of become resident information rather than tourist information for where we're based. So this is all customers' experiences. So everything we've said, we've unfortunately and really sadly had customers that have come in because this has happened to them, and so we've gone through the steps of why, where's, and how. And the main thing is how you can stop that going forward. So I
think the first thing when they come in, they go, "Oh, we will not make you feel stupid. I will ask you questions, and because I want to know certain information." So if you say to me, "I've been hacked," right? Tell me the story. Yeah. Tell me everything that's happened, and then I can pick out of where those potential vulnerabilities lie, and where they've potentially got access and how.
Plug in the gaps, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also, if we know and we can, like Andy said before, if someone listens to this podcast and it just helps one person, it's worth it. And it's the same. If there's a new scam, things are rapidly changing in terms of how to scam people out of money. So as long as if we know and we hear about it and we can tell more people, then we're as up to date as we can be. So
I had 2 emails at the weekend from Facebook saying someone's trying to log into my account. I thought, that's really good of your Facebook. Here's the verification number. Click the link, not Facebook. Wasn't from Facebook. Then I give up my password again. Yeah. It's just there are millions of ways of doing it. And I don't think you can say, don't do this. Look out for the Facebook email or look out for this email. Look out for all emails.
Yeah.
If you want to know exactly how to spot a fake, I'm quite happy to sit down and talk to you about that and what to look for.
We try and put posts out as well regularly, just keeping people up to date so you know what to look for, because it will come up saying it's from Facebook, and you have to, sometimes you look at the address, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It's mail@facebookmail.com. There's different ones that it's very, very hard to know. So just keep an eye out. And as always with anything, if you're unsure, fire us a screenshot, fire us a question.
Yep.
We will let you know as soon as we can on whether it's contacting us through social media, email, or just give us a call if you're worried about anything. So everything we've talked about, as I said, we can help with. But the main thing is for this podcast is a lot of it will be aimed at people who probably don't even listen to podcasts. So if you can share, send this link of this to someone who does need to sit and hear it, and if you can stop them being vulnerable or things like that happening to them, then that's 100%. That's brilliant.
One person, I'm happy.
Definitely. So, as always, thanks for listening. Have a like and a share. And as I say, if you're worried about anything, we don't do this to scare you, but if there is anything, just let us know. We can help you out and keep spotting. So,
and stay safe online as well. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a valuable resource, and it's not a thing to be scared of. So,
thanks, Nerd.
No worries. Thanks, Farley.
Next time. Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business, or even their small business which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.